So I don't really know what to call this because this is like over a period of weeks that I went through in dental school. So in this video, I'll just be going over everything that I've been doing and how Ramadan has been coming into play and affecting everything with school. And I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is going to be a different type of vlog. So catch you guys on the flip side.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this. All right.
What do I do? You can stand up.
Yeah, actually, you can stand up. You don't need to sit on the chair, dog. Come on, man. You think you're 6 foot tall or something? Nice.
So we were actually taught in class that if you say the word Emma, and the moment you finish saying Emma, your mouth stays open in the natural position without your teeth touching. So we had amazing faculty teach us all there was to learn about dental photography, and they taught us that we have to use these special dental mirrors to allow to take the actual photographs, because there's definitely some different views and angulations that we have to get to make sure we get those pictures.
Nobody take a picture yet until you can be framed and ready to roll.
Okay. Doctors, photographers, come to your mark. Yes, sir. Shoot.
Go, 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 go.
I can assure you guys, if you see any markings at all that look like they're on the teeth, they're not. It's just some deformities within the mirror.
Done. We're done.
222.
So we were taught the importance of dental photography not only for the clinician, but also for the patient, so that they can see the restorations or any type of dental treatment that they're getting, so they can see what's actually going on. And it's just a really good tool for dentists to be able to use so that they can refer back to prior work and compare things that they've been doing.
It doesn't hurt, then you either have the wrong place or you're not pushing hard enough. So it's your obligation, if somebody says they have pain, you've got to find it. What muscle would make his jaw keep him from closing all the way? You know which muscle does that? What muscle brings the jaw forward? Lateral pterygoid. So if you wake up in the morning and you can't close your jaw all the way, it's your lateral pterygoid is protecting something. But I don't know what it is because your jaw's not sore. It may be the popping.
Now today, this was when we were actually going over our Facebow Lab, so we were taking a bunch of impressions on each other and getting them ready so that we can go ahead and take them to the lab and work on it using the Facebow. So right now we were just making sure that the tool that we were using was actually touching both parts of my upper maxillary teeth, and once we figured that out, then we took the impression. That's what it looks like. Hola. So this day we really took a lot of different occlusal impressions, and right now Reina's using leaves and I'm biting down with my anterior teeth, and at the same time trying to make sure the back molars are also occluding at the same time. So basically it was a check system where we kept adding more and more leaves to test how many leaves it takes for my actual occlusion in the back of my teeth to be no longer there. So that's pretty much what this is, and once that number is reached, then we take an impression, and that's pretty much what we're going to be looking at, and that's what Austin's actually counting right now. And now it's on to the impression.
Oh, I can feel it getting thermal.
Yeah, it gets really hot, right? If you touch it with the tongue on the inner side, you'll probably feel the heat.
Mm-hmm, I do.
Open the top.
the MIP out. Did it break?
Oh, it kind of just see-through, but that's your normal
That's
size. So you
supposed
have
to happen,
So
yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
clench that.
And now onto every patient's favorite impression experience, the alginate. This is pretty much what dentists kind of tell patients. It's going to feel like a bunch of bubble gum in your mouth. And it's not the most pleasant experience, but yeah, it's definitely a very effective tool to use to get very high quality impressions of actual patients' dentition.
11:07 is the time. We'll trigger 11.
Now, after we took all those impressions on each other, we went to the lab and went ahead and poured in all of the respective stone material that we had to put into the impressions so we can make representative models of everyone's impressions. So after that, we had to take them out from the alginate, and that's actually Reina's model that we took earlier. And then we have to pour it into this mounting plaster so that it can go ahead and be a very solid material to work with, and so that we can mount them later. Order of business for the day, we had a preclinical competency for complete dentures. So here I'm just adding some Vaseline to the cast that we're working with for today and getting it ready for the custom tray that I'm building right here. So right now I'm just trimming it around before I cure it to make sure it fits into the vestibule accordingly and that it has a nice passive fit. And now I'm just making markings with red and blue pencil. The blue is for the end of the vestibule and the red is for where the actual acrylic material should be covering quite snugly. And now I'm just adapting the acrylic material onto the mandibular cast, cutting out a little triangular slit so that I can actually adapt it into the vestibule a little bit more effectively. And just some more adapting to make sure everything's fitting nicely, and cutting off the excess with a knife. Well, hello there, brother. Now it's time to cure it. So with this device, it's pretty much going to be curing, and we have to put it in there for about 6 to 8 minutes. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and start adjusting it and just making it smooth and refining everything nicely. And on for another cure. Now it's on to the wax. So start melting the actual wax that we have and rolling it up. And then after that, putting it into a horseshoe shape as we were taught in class. And then I have to slowly melt and adapt it onto the acrylic to make sure it doesn't move as I'm going to be adjusting it. So basically what's going on here is that I'm building a wax rim for the mandibular cast. So this is what's done to initially start the denture making process so that you can start fitting your teeth onto the wax. And this is a very tedious process, and the lab technician faculty that came to teach us this did an excellent job in telling us how to make sure our measurements are correct, how to make all the wax and everything smooth in, preparation for getting the teeth to be set on there. After some preliminary measurements, it's now time to go ahead and make everything look smooth and clean. And we're going to be doing that with a blowtorch, as you can see right here. And over here, I'm just adding in some wax to some areas that were lacking it. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, just making sure it's clean, smooth, and uniform all the way around. And through this process of melting the wax, it really gets stuck on the cast a lot, so you got to make sure that you get all of the wax so that it doesn't affect the placement of your actual acrylic onto the cast. And that's what we had to do for this competency. We had to make a mandibular wax rim and a maxillary custom tray. And today is Friday, so I had to go ahead and go for Friday prayers at the local masjid. So the prayer is actually scheduled to end at 1, but sometimes it goes over. So as you can see, I'm rushing to go back to my car because class started a minute ago. So I logged into class from the car actually. Currently, Muslims across the world are observing the holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan is a holy Islamic month where Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset from any food or drink. Muslims during this month are not only encouraged to abstain from food or drink, but also to engage in extra prayers and good deeds so that these things can become normal habits throughout the other 11 months of the entire year. During this month, Muslims are encouraged to also renew their relationship with their Quran and to frequent their masjids. Now, how does this come into play for dental students or anybody in school? It can be challenging, but the fact that we're taught this as Muslims early on from around the age of 10 to 12, it can become a really, manageable thing to do. And it's just something that we, incorporate into our lives. And hopefully we'll be continuing to do that with the coming years and the future Ramadans that we'll have. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I interviewed Saleha and Sohaib, who are ASDOH students, and they're actually graduating now. So we wanted to host an iftar to break our fast and just to celebrate the fact that they're all graduating, along with Anfal and Farnaz as well, who are graduating. So that's pretty much what's going on here, and it was a great night, and really gonna miss them, but hopefully we'll be able to continue to make memories outside of school, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog.